Hey everybody, Mark Greenawalt here, Mark Greenawalt Fine Art. In today's adventures of my photography around the world, I want to take you on a little 7-day Caribbean cruise that we took. And this was to 3 islands, Jamaica, Grand Cayman, and ended up in Cozumel. So I'd like to tell you all about it, so here we go. So for this 7-day cruise, we started off by flying from Phoenix to Houston, and then took a little van over to the port in Galveston, Texas, is where we took off from. The first 2 days of the cruise were at sea, but we took the Carnival Freedom cruise, and lots to do on the ship. There was lots of entertainment, shows, comedy and musical shows. There was swimming and just a lot of things to do, and lots of food. The buffets were incredible. I enjoyed it, actually seeing some of the artwork that was for sale too. That was a highlight for me to check out. But our first stop was Jamaica, which was Montego Bay. I gotta confess that we really didn't get to experience Jamaica like I would have liked to. We opted for a bus tour around the island. As much as it was good to see a lot of stuff, we didn't experience a lot by getting off. But after the bus tour around the island, we did make a stop at Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett's place, I guess, there. And had some good times there. And my son Zane actually decided to go down the big water slide into the ocean, so that was kind of fun. But in Jamaica, I'd love to go back someday and experience it a little bit more deeply, but I can't say that the bus tour was very epic, but still a good time in Jamaica. The weather was fantastic, and we still had a good time. Day 5 brought us to the Grand Cayman Island, and I gotta say this was a highlight for the tour for me for sure. We were in the port of Georgetown, and when we got off the boat, actually we took a little boat from the big boat to get there, and there was a lot of little touristy shops while you waited for your bus tour for the excursions you were going to take. And we picked a good one because it had 3 stops, and all of them were really fun. First stop was to a partially submerged ship, kind of a submarine ride that we got to take, where you go down into the bowels of this ship and there's windows to look out into the water. Got to see all the nice sea life, and there was some wreckage on the bottom we got to look at. One of the cool things was the staff dove into the water at one point once we got out into the sea there a little bit, and they were feeding the fish, so there was just a frenzy all around them, so it was kind of fun to watch that.
So, it is fish feeding time. Basically, we park the boat here, and in a moment, our Captain Dennis will jump in there and feed them for you right outside of your windows. Fish are not dumb. They know exactly what's happening here. You can train anything to feed. Most of them hang out at the back left side of the boat because they know this is where we jump in. So that's the greedy ones. The small stripy ones I told you to ignore earlier, this would be the reason why. They are sergeant majors. The big gray ones are Bermuda chubs. Those are the 2 we feed. They are scavengers. They will eat absolutely anything. We use bread, simply because there's a bakery next door to our office, and we get all that moldy stuff for free. You'd be shocked how much moldy stuff is in a bakery. And that really big, ugly black one, that's Dennis. Most common type of coral you will find is called star coral. That's the brown stuff that looks like a big head of broccoli. It's called star coral because there's a pattern of little stars in it. Same thing with the green stuff. It's like brain coral. It's nice and round, swirls in it like our brain. Fat fuzzy sausage fingers, that's finger coral. Sharp pile of antlers is elkhorn coral. I'm going to stop and say this one more time. Nothing down there was named by geniuses. This is the wreck of the Balboa, like Rocky. It was built in Italy in 1928. Again, normal cargo boat. This one was fairly large, about 400 feet. It sank here in a hurricane, 1932. Legendary storm had destroyed the whole island. A side note, hurricanes did not get names until 1935. Now this shipwreck is kind of spread out all over the place. That's because later, it was blown up. Reason being is our location. This ship basically sank in one piece. Some of it was even sticking out of the water, which was a very big problem because we are smack dab in the middle of Georgetown Harbor here. So, in 1962, the US Coast Guard stuffed it with dynamite and blew it to little pieces. Now here's where that story gets amazing. Because the story goes that somehow they used too much dynamite because of a paperwork mistake. Paperwork, right? I think it's because they were probably from Texas. Some Texans on board, I see. And let's face facts here, we all would have done the same thing. Explosions can never be big enough, that is law.
When we got back from the submarine tour, we got back on the bus and then we went to Hell. Yes, that's true. We went to Hell. I can now say I've been to Hell and back. Hell is this little tiny town named after this black rock that looks like lava rocks that's just so out of character for everything else on the island. They had a little platform that you could go look over, and so here's a picture of me standing by that. And they had a little devil in there that was kind of a nice touch. There's not a whole lot to do here, but there's a little touristy souvenir shop. And one thing that a lot of people took advantage of was there's a little post office there from Hell, so you could actually send yourself a postcard postmarked from Hell to yourself. After leaving Hell, we got on the bus and went to the Tortuga Rum Factory. This is where we got to taste some different flavors of rum, and I think we bought some rum cake while we were there. Just a lot of fun, a lot of tourist type of souvenir shop things there. And there's a few other stops that we made along the way, but then the last stop, a world famous Cayman Turtle Center. And this was just a really fun spot, and I guess it's one of the biggest turtle farms in the world, but they let you actually hold the little baby turtles, so it was fun to see how they were all flapping around at first, but all you have to do is kind of rub their little chin and they calm down immediately. And then they had the different ages there, so there was some bigger ponds where the larger turtles were, and it started to rain just a little bit, but it was just a beautiful day, and it was great to see the sea turtles. I think that was a highlight for my wife for sure. So that was it for that day, and then we went back to the ship, and then on day 6 was our last stop, which was Cozumel, part of Mexico on the Yucatan Peninsula. And I must confess, we didn't take a lot of video here. I did do the one stop of going snorkeling, so I got a little bit of GoPro footage. Actually, it's Monster footage, is the knockoff GoPro camera that I was using. So I did do a little bit of snorkeling there, but the rest of our time was spent shopping and just kind of checking out the downtown area, so I don't have a whole lot of video from that. Definitely enjoyed the day. It was a beautiful time down there. It was a fun little island to visit. And then it was back to the ship, and the last 2 days we're sailing back to our port in Galveston. So overall, I would highly recommend this tour, and anytime you get to go to the Caribbean, it was a good time, I'm sure. I'd love to see some other islands there, but once again, my favorite was the Grand Cayman for sure. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I'll try to bring you some more videos of my travels around the world and my photography experiences. So thanks for stopping by. Take care. See ya. Mark Greenawalt, Fine Art.